The fittest, the strongest, the cleverest survive. Rule of nature. And nature has no emotions.
Orang jual nak kulai, di bik awal. Kak kace nasun juga seng kak kace nasun tak kak sengketa kuda kak bete. Kau kan gawar juga.
Em cũng cái chúng ta thâu cả em phải cái ngarwa tike
Nang entah kau seng kain tak kita tua tham kan gawar tham ga kong hasan ke kora dah tam dai hawachi ya iba sental ngarwa ka wa ka kuru seng kan gawar no kuru ka kuru shona ko kuchu kuru habisin kuchu me kan doai gesita ke देखो ऐसी तिमी गुआ खाए तंग गावा नफ्ताली kavura ka khabe kangan do wan haru ka ewa kaki kwa ka hming ke kre namba na ke kre ando achim nga khong twa ge ara di winga ko radio ka jo shi sa thwa ka e ke thwa ko ga wa khani ka kamba uando to da kurika aka kora nang unta ko kan ko khain ge to tike ganga kanga
migu wa aka tame kikama reskam tame wa tam ara tsakawa tsargaso. That means my name is Aka. I'm from Rescam and I'm 24 years old. Some people were the first people in Southern Africa, but today they are the marginalized community. The bushmen, like in Namibia, they are approximately like 38,000. That is just estimate like 2% of the population of Namibia. It looks like our culture is dying out because most of the things we don't really use most of the things that we used to do like in the past. I would say, for example, from the part of education, they live basically from hunting and gathering. from the nature. And mostly we used to be trained, or we used to be taught by our parents. The bushmen have to take the kids in the bush, and then he have to teach them how to make bow and arrow, and then they will teach them how to trek. That is how they used to find out what are the talents of the kids. If you go deep into the villages, you can find people who still live like that. But now, here in these areas, we don't live like that anymore. Because the system of teaching, of education changes, and our dressing code as well. This changed when the missionaries come into Southern Africa. We never had these chiefs, but we had leaders. The head of the family was always the leader that used to negotiate with the other families. And obviously it was always a man. I'm definitely a leader, a woman leader of the young sons that are growing up. How I help them is that if they always ask me, how can I do that? What must I do? I always refer them to people who can help them. I always give example of myself. I grew up, I was raised by a single mom. I got pregnant when I was a teenager, but then it couldn't stop me from doing something. I really love the moment of my daughter. It's like, I feel so good to have her. Whenever I'm home, we do most of things together. I want good education for her, and I would like her to know my culture, talk my language, and plus she should know English, and she have to adopt the modern life. My grandmother herself is, she's always disagreeing with me. She believes that education and modern life is for whites. Can I use that word? There are a lot of kids here. They don't go to school at all. They only know Khmer language, which is San language. So they don't understand. And if they don't understand, they stay away from school. We have very low education attainment among San community. The new system of education is not on their side. They don't have facilities, and we want to upgrade that. And basically what we do for these kids is that we give them moral support. We are trying to change this concept outsiders are having, saying that some people are lazy, they cannot work, and we just want to educate people that we are not lazy. We can do something for ourselves. And we talk to the government to build schools in rural areas.
I like to help people. And of course, it also brings a lot for me. It's a complete new culture, different way of thinking, different way of learning. So being exposed to all these different way of approaches and different way of living your life and surviving, it's amazingly interesting to be part of that. Even though you never be really part of it because you're an outsider, and I know that. Some parents are teaching their children just by example. It's a kind of an apprentice situation. They are just used to playing and being in the village all the time with people they know very well, their parents, their grandparents, everybody they know. And then all of a sudden they come to a big town with a lot of strange people, talking a lot of strange languages. And one of the languages spoken in this area is the language, one of the San languages, but there are no or hardly any teachers who speak that language. And then they have to sit in the classroom instead of playing in the bush and listen to a teacher doing her best to teach them in English or Afrikaans. So that world they enter is probably very overwhelming, and a lot of them don't really cope very well. They want to go home, they feel homesick, and some drop out, and some just need to hang on. So actually the ones who hang in are really remarkable children. They want to focus more on the traditional skills of hunting and the arts, the dancing. So the policy says we would like those subjects and skills to be taught at school as well. But then you bump into the problem again, like, but we don't have the teachers who are able to teach them those skills. So there's the conflict again in policy and in practice, which we are experiencing just about all the time. If you ask about the future of the San people, I'm pretty worried, because not all the people are really aware of how can they catch up to be part of the community of Namibia. And then the community of Namibia, I mean like the westernized, Western-focused society, which is mainly, in general, is. And I don't even know if they really would like to be part of it, because at this stage, no decision has been made, and that will keep them far behind like it is now.
If we, the young San people, won't take care of our culture, of our identity, it will definitely die out, because most of the San people already lost their languages, which is a very important part of the culture. And most importantly, our land as well. We have lost a lot of land. Just imagine, many years ago we were living in the whole Southern Africa, but now these days we just live in small parts. I would say everything have changed, totally changed. There was a new system, like mixed farming system from the government, so they started putting up fences. Nobody's allowed to put up a fence in communal area. Maybe there's money involved. I have heard about it, and it's all over in the community.
You know, in this life, people are doing the things under the table. You know, you can come and bribe me and say, take this 40,000. You are the chief, you are signed there. I want to put up a lodge, and that lodge will belong to me, it's not for you. Then I will see that money is beautiful, I will take and put this how it happens. It's how things are going on here. The Conservancy is trying to give benefits to the community. But the main challenge, what I've even go and give there at the forum is that these illegal fences. If someone is coming in illegally, we don't know who is the Conservancy. They are coming with their lawyers because they say that they are not illegal, they are legal. And they see bushman is good for farming, bushman is having grass, there is everything. And they fence off a huge, big area. This whole area is illegal fences. There is, and here, it's illegal fences. Here, it's common. It's for everyone. Land is the main issue here, and especially the traditional authorities who doesn't want to cooperate with the Conservancy, because they understand that they are the custodians of land. Traditional authorities are people nominated and elected by the community, telling them that we want you to be our ears and our eyes to the government. The Transitional Authority office Monday to Friday, it's closed. They are not working. But Saturday, especially Friday night, if you see those rich guys coming in with Land Cruisers and Jeeps, Saturday then the office is open. They are going there, they are giving land. They are saying, yeah, you can just give me this amount, I can give you a land. It's going to, a land which is already occupied by someone. A poor person is his land. Even the high protocols of the government, they are there. But they are the ones who are making the law. This illegal fencing, it must be evicted. Then we can know how we are starting to plan how our people must make living from their own resources and their land.
The government believes that projects will develop the community, and they give a lot of hectares, a lot of land to people with businesses and projects, and people who they believe will develop the area where they are. The bushmen, some of them wake up and go to the nearby places where there are projects, and then they work for the project owner to do farm of crops. But mostly the projects come, but then they have their own objectives, like what they want to do. You will end up doing things that the community really don't need, and then most of the times it dies out. The community is not yet developed. The thing is that they have to make sure that they come and train these people, come to the community, sit with the community, ask the community how do they want to develop themselves. So these people cannot even stand up for themselves. They cannot stand up for their rights. It's really affecting them in a very negative way. Some of them don't do anything. They wake up and then they go to the shippings and then they drink alcohol. This is where the problems always come in. They are hopeless because they think that there is nothing they can do about it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you much. To go to the water. Here we are suffering here. The bushmen like me, we are suffering as a victim. Helping us. Government, I must not help us. We are crying, we are suffering, we are the bushmen. As I believe, I don't know what we'll do.
I believe that you people can adapt, but it is a very hard way. The Europeans took 8,000, 10,000 years. You people have to do it in a far smaller time. And here you are sitting and speaking English, and you are already part of the evolution that's taking part. You people had a great knowledge. You knew all the plants. A child, 12 years, 14, 15 years, had more knowledge about the plants in the field than a professor today on a university. Because you were seeing the plants, identifying them 3-4 meters, and they have to take a magnifying glass and they look in the thick book, maybe it is this. Maybe can be poison too. I even say to the people, the hunters that are coming to Namibia, they will never breed a dog that can do the tracking like the bushman. A dog follows a track. You people are reading a track. What I'm thinking, it is true what you're saying. The culture is now already half of the past. The tourists always want to see the people in their traditional clothes. For the moment that they get there and they have this beautiful clothes and the camera and a lighter and all the smart things, you want it, you dream about it. And there, right there, the change is starting. A culture has to be lived. You can't keep it going artificially. If the people who have the culture don't want to live like that. The life you people had is a very hard way of life. It was nice and free, but you people have to adapt or die. There's no other way.
People have to work together, right? People have to stay together. They have to help each other in any ways they can. And if you don't adopt anything, you will die out of this. So we need to adopt the new modern life, but not lose our culture as well at the same time. And most importantly, these people have to gain self-confidence. So it will take time for these people to adapt. I have positive belief that it will happen, but it can only happen when the community are involved, the community themselves who are in this problem, plus the government, plus the NGOs that are helping the government and the communities together. All three of these people can make this happen.
There is no one place left to stay when all your faith has gone away, and it feels like you are left alone in the darkness between rocks and stones. You're tumbling into the night, your arms outstretched, your eyes are blind, and the spark inside you gives a light, and you leave all of your fears behind. Do you know where all the spirits go? Do you know something that no one knows? Don't you know that you will pay the cost if you're preaching that we all are lost? Yeah, we're tumbling into the night, our arms outstretched, our eyes are blind, but a spark inside us gives a light, and we leave all of our fears behind, and we leave all of our fears behind.